I'm in my tub, the mud tub, which has been seen in plenty of videos, so I don't need to show it. How about that dead salamander, huh? Entirely dead salamander with his tail that got cut off, and the tail is flipping all over, but the rest of the salamander's dead. That's kind of backwards. Oops, wrong time to start a video. The air show's making its way around again. You know, the perfectly normal, continuous air show that happens every single day of the week, where perfectly normal private pilots get in their private planes and fill up the fuel tank, and hey, we don't need to go anywhere. Life's a journey, not a destination. Let's just fly our airplanes slowly in circles at 1,200 feet over residential neighborhoods the entire day, because what could be better than that? I'm living the dream in my airplane. All day, every day. When I grow up, I want to be a chemtrail pilot. Oh, that's the ultimate goal. Everybody longs to be a pilot flying a chemtrail plane slowly over towns, helping people to be strong and healthy with some extra chemtrails. Puh. That's what King Trump is doing. He's going to make America great again by spraying more chemtrails and flying more airplanes in circles over us. That's what's really missing in America, is more airplanes. There's not enough airplanes, you see. That's the problem. If we only had more airplanes to fly slowly in circles over us, everything would be fine. Gosh, it's so simple. Why can't people just figure it out? All we need is more pilots and more airplanes, and then everything's okay. Gosh, so simple. What's that? I think that's a jetliner. Oh, a super cool jetliner's coming to fly slowly over us now, because you can never have too much aircraft flying slowly over your residential area, not climbing to altitude, not going to a destination, just flying real slow over town, over neighborhoods, real slowly at low altitude. The way airplanes were designed to fly, slowly at low altitude, close to the ground. A lot of people don't know that's why we invented airplanes, so that we could travel slowly at low altitude over our homes. Who needs to go anywhere? We'll just fly slowly in circles, stay close to the ground in case anybody's afraid of heights or something, and fly slowly over town all day. Yay, having fun in my airplane and my jetliner and my helicopter all day, every day. There's a lot of important work to be done. Over your house real slowly at low altitude. Your house too, most likely. Hey, step away from the computer for a minute, go outside if you can handle the chemtrails, and listen to the airplanes as they circle your house continuously. See, the economy's doing really good, and everybody's got flush with cash and all this free time. So let's go buy an airplane, guys, and then we'll fly slowly at low altitude over our houses continuously the whole day, because there's nothing better than flying an airplane. Am I right or am I right? We all need an airplane to fly slowly over us at all times. Makes a lot of sense if you never question it. I don't really know what to say, to tell you the truth. I was going to talk about the tub or the salamander or whatever, but the air show never stops. I mean, it pauses for a moment now and then, but it never stops. You would think that Portland, Oregon, and PDX is the busiest airport in the world sometimes, because there's an absolute caravan of jetliners that take off from PDX, level off at about 1,500 or 2,000 feet, and then they bank to the right, which would be east. After they take off, you see, 8 miles north of the airport, they bank to the east, and they fly over every populated, heavily populated residential area in Clark County. Every one, diagonally. They fly at just the right angle to hit all the densely populated neighborhoods. To hit them, to fly over them at 1,200 to 2,000 feet, as slow as they can fly, because that's why we invented jetliners, so we could travel slowly at low altitude, burning as much fuel as possible over residential homes. A jetliner is least efficient just after takeoff. It has to get high in the air and then throttle back and then kind of glide, and that is when a jetliner is really efficient. it is completely inefficient to fly one slowly at low altitude anywhere, anytime. It's inefficient. It's the least efficient mode of flying a jetliner. Yet thousands a week fly right over this one spot, right there, right up there. Thousands of jetliners a week fly slowly over this spot, and then they just continue to slowly fly, and you can go over there where there's a gap in the trees and watch them. They don't climb, they don't speed up, they don't do anything except fly slowly in the same fucking flight path across the entirety of Clark County, day after day after day after day after day, thousands a week, in just this location, as if there's no other flight paths going on, just this one. No, there's a flight path a half mile that way, there's a flight path a half mile that way, there's jets and airplanes that are converging on this location. You know, you hear one, but if it's clear out, you can go look, and you'll see 5 of them probably going over this spot at the exact moment, because they're continually flying airplanes in circles over our towns. Every town I've been in is like this. It's like this in Ellensburg. Not nearly as many airplanes, I'll give them that. There's not nearly the number in Ellensburg, but then it would be kind of hard to, you know, pass off to the farmers out there that there's a real need for, you know, thousands of jetliners that took off 100 miles away to be at, 1,200, 2,000 feet flying slowly over their town. They fly at about 4,000 feet out there, slowly, one after another. Oh, that's the United Air going to Minnesota. It's flying east, yeah. They got a plane every 5 minutes to make sure everybody can get to Minnesota on time. That's what's happening. Whew, is it hot? I mean, it's cold out, but this water is hot as shit. It's probably 150 degrees. I'm roasting my ass off. I'm starting to sweat. That's what's cool about the mud tub. It's not just the mud action. It's the sauna action from the heat. It really, really does a good detoxing on a person. I know because I'm still alive, which I'm quite certain I wouldn't be had I not just jumped off in the deep end and said, you know what, I don't believe a fucking thing any doctor ever says anymore. You know, they may be telling the truth, but odds are they're lying. And if you are obfuscating some small point of basically the truth, say you're telling the truth about something like, you know, what's affecting people's health, but you leave out one little important detail, but everything else you say is true, is that lying? You can't say they're lying. Look, everything they said is true. But they left out some important details, like the need, you know, or the cause and effect. There's no cause that doesn't produce an effect. There's no effect that doesn't have a cause. That's Hermeticism. As in Hermes. It just occurs to me that her is a description of a female. Who's the most famous her you know of, besides, you know, Queen of England? Well, it's the god of Egypt. Isis is. It's a perfectly normal jet plane. It's flying slowly over our house, protecting our rights. Woo! Am I roasting? I gotta cool down. It's too fucking hot. I notice my temperature sometimes will just inexplicably begin to rise as the jets are approaching too. Yeah. Ugh. I'm still roasting. Excuse me. Whew. This heat's hitting me so hard, suddenly I can't even be sarcastic. I'm fucking roasting. I have a couple of friends that have taken mud baths, but they're really sensitive to heat. So neither one of the two that have taken one will get in it when it's really, really hot. They wait till it's cooled down. And you don't get the sauna action. It doesn't make you sweat at that point. I mean, I'm sure it's still good. The grounding aspect is good. I have a wire going from down in the water, which water, after it's been contaminated with dirt and minerals, becomes semiconductive, making the water a semiconductor. I mean, obviously, semiconductors conduct, not super efficiently, but they do conduct. And there's a whole lot of phenomenon associated with the semiconduction of electricity as opposed to straight conduction of electricity. There are things that semiconductors can do, right? Like rectify voltage and such. Man. I'm absolutely roasting, son of a bitch. Whew. Normally I would just sit up on the edge here, but I'm not trying to BA everybody. Well, it's Cool Guy McHelicopter. We got a report of a bunch of airplanes and jetliners flying slowly out here. We thought we'd come out in our helicopter and take a look and see what's going on. A lot of important aerial surveying to be done around here. Slowly, every day of the week, pretty much all day, there's always important aerial surveying to be done in a helicopter over your neighborhood at all times. That's what's going on. It's just Cool Guy McHelicopter. Look at me, I've got the world's slowest helicopter. And the slowest airplane. Well, helicopters can hover, so it doesn't really work with a helicopter. But with an airplane, yeah. I got the world's slowest airplane. Oh, look at me, I'm flying in circles over your house all day. Oh, it's super normal. This is straight cold water in the hose. I'm just yucky. The only hose I have that makes it back here, this one, this is the worst fucking hose ever. I mean, it's good solid hose. It's strong. It doesn't feel like it's going to break very easily. But if it sits for 5 minutes, the water coming out of it tastes like lighter fluid, literally. Like Zippo lighter fluid. It tastes like that. So this hose is not a good one to use for water. If you're going to drink it, right? It goes away when it's running steadily. You don't notice it at all, but when it sits for 5 minutes, it builds up and becomes noticeable. Ridiculous. Whew. Yeah. So, whew. I'm so warm. I can't think of anything to talk about now. I don't know if I really had anything new to talk about, but I need to drink that. Gotta let the water run for a good minute, and then it will be clear and taste okay. Whew. Son of a bitch. Okay, anyway, I'll be back.